When the time came for the infant Jesus to be born in Bethlehem, the star that announced his birth appeared not only to the wise kings from the east, but also to a little king from the vast land of Russia. In fact, no one knew where the Master of Masters was to be born. So, he decided to set out on his search all alone.
In my country, you would be king, but I have no standing there, and that is why I can only make you king of my heart, but I do that willingly.
For when he witnessed the sight of two enormously fat overseers showering blows on a group of plantation workers because they weren't working hard enough, he could contain himself no longer. Without hesitation, he bought the whole gang. He told them they must find employment worthy of their new status. Will they take my advice?
What can I do if God puts in my way needs that other men do not have to face?
One morning, having reached the sea at a fine and exotic port, he was sitting, watching while the light, the colour of mother of pearl, splintered on the waves. Then he witnessed a terrible scene.
I will only listen to reason on one point, that your son shall be immediately chained up in place of the father. But who will feed me if not him? First, pay for what you've already eaten, unless you care to come on board yourself. That would certainly give us a lot of pleasure.
The little king sprang forward. I will take the lad's place.
Ah! But has he got the guts to do it? Let him think for a moment. On this voyage he won't begin to repay what is owed. And for people like him, with a rebellious glint in his eye, one must add on interest. That being understood, I agree.
There now followed a period of the little king's life, which is quickly told, but was very long, very painful, and very cruel. It lasted almost 30 years. 30 years as a galley slave. Row! 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 With never sight of sea, with never hope of reaching land, row in chains and in irons that tear at your flesh, row on a bench of hell.
Do you pretend to be ill to get more pity? Where are the most generous people? Where do you come from?
Where do I come from? Oh, a long way away. And you, madam?
Perhaps you do not belong to our guild.
What guild? But why beg if he has what he needs? He only holds out his hands because he has nothing.
Obviously, he can't give his benefactor the same as he gives him, but he can give him something else. A look, a word, something to lighten his heart, lift his confidence, satisfy his conscience. There are so many ways.
So many ways. The little king began to run with the latecomers towards the centre of the city. All that mattered now was to make haste. 1 minute, he saw some women in tears taking shelter in a doorway. In another, angry men, very agitated. But he didn't stop. The king, the greatest of kings. Am I too late? Have I once again arrived too late?